You have your phone handy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Tim, we're coming. Okay. Let's talk for a few minutes, Ramon, about how to cash in Marcus's points.
Okay.
One of the limitations of this app, this early version of the app, is they don't have the rewards, a way to list the rewards in the app anywhere. So he sees what he's earning in terms of points, but like what those points mean, that's not really in there. So we have to do that by hand a little bit today.
Okay.
But I have a workaround for that. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Did you have a chance to look at that handout that I gave you? The thing that had like the list of possible rewards?
Yeah, I had a chance to go over. I got the basic concept of it, but I kind of just wanted to go over with you while we're here in this session today.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, totally. But I'm glad you read that. Well, I have a copy here. Here's a blank copy of that again.
Okay.
And I have some of our notes from earlier. So the idea here is to, pick things that Marcus wants to earn, or wants to have, and to make him earn them now instead of just kind of getting them for free.
Right.
Like you've told me in the past that he just plays Xbox all night, whether he went to school or not. And we
Right.
want to try to get away from that, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So let's think through some of the things that we know that Marcus wants to earn.
Okay. Yeah. I know he wants this skateboard
Mm-hmm.
that he's been hounding me over. It's like costs over like $100. It's
Yeah.
kind of expensive. I was gonna get it for him for Christmas.
Yeah.
But after talking to you,
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking maybe I might just put it as one of the things that he can get points for, and he can earn that skateboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea. If you assuming you can afford to do that and want to do that. I think that'd be a really good sort of big ticket thing hanging out there for him.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it's going to be important to get some daily stuff though,
Okay.
too, and getting a grip on this stuff he's getting for free
Yeah.
right now.
Okay, yeah. Well, I've been thinking about that, and I've been trying to pick those things out. Like maybe if he misses the bus, then he can't have TV.
Right.
But I've been kind of inconsistent with that,
Okay.
So hopefully maybe this will help that out.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, let's just kind of structure a little bit more, and we can always make changes as we go, or whatever. But let's start by just taking a look at the kind of things, but just checking off on that left column there, just
Okay.
things we want to put in play that we might incorporate into this.
Okay, well, I want him to have his cell phone because of this app. I
Yeah.
think that'd be good. But maybe when he gets home, something like that, I can make that worth some points. I know he loves to text his friends
Right.
and stuff like that.
Right,
Yeah.
so you can just hand it over to you when you got home or whatever. Let's go ahead and check
Exactly.
that then.
Okay.
Just read on down there and check the ones that make sense to you.
Okay, well, we got computer and tablet time. That'd be a good one.
Go ahead and check those while
Yeah.
until you remember.
Console game time, yeah, that's definitely a big one that I want to make sure that we curtail a little bit.
Okay.
Yep. Let's see, later curfew and
Yeah.
going out with friends.
Okay.
That's a big one, and then money allowance
All right, let's go ahead and check those. The going out with friends, the curfew there,
and the money allowance.
and the money allowance, right, okay. And yeah, that looks good. And then let's add the skateboard then.
Right, yeah, can't forget
Okay.
the skateboard, of course, the skateboard.
Excellent. So to this whole idea in this handout about some things should be stuff that you earn every day, you have to pay for, but they kind of come and go quickly, and then some things are more like every 3 or 4 days,
Right.
and then there are things that may be even longer than that. Did that
Okay.
kind of make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it's like your basic expenses, and then you got your luxury items.
That's right. Yeah, exactly right. Rent and food,
Exactly.
versus like the vacation or whatever.
The fun time.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, awesome. So what we want to do is we want to, set this thing up with all that in mind. And what I did was I kept a tally of how many points we have to play with here from
Okay.
from what you did in game plan. And so let's fill this in. It turns out that your weekday, if he has a perfect day, he earns 155 points
Okay.
on a weekday.
155.
Yep. Okay. And then the weekends are 150
Okay.
total possible each weekend day.
150.
So, if you think about like a typical school day, it'd be good if he drained that pretty far,
Yeah.
but he still has some carried over.
Right.
So you might want to get him down to like 100, he would maybe spend 100 points on a weekday
Yeah.
to do some of these low ticket items. So
Right.
you've got like 3 there, or 4, TV is 4.
Yep, TV.
Do you want to weight those equally, or what do you think?
Well, I think cell phone use should be about 50.
Mm-hmm.
But then computer, console, and TV time, those all be about 25 each.
All right, that works. So it's like 125 or so he might spend on a day, or he may choose to not do one of those and save up a little bit more.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Okay, why don't you put those down? 50. I think that's a good start, and that sounds just about right. And then, so that's, if he did everything, he would spend 125. That leaves 30 points left over. That's going to be like his accrual rate on those good days. So why don't we, let's just write 30 there to remember that. And then think about like these things that happen less frequently. So like, you know, going out with friends and all that.
Yeah, going out with friends. I think I'll make that one about 200 because I don't want him going out both nights of the weekend anyway. You know, I want to curtail some of that. And then later curfew, I don't want that happening every weekend. So I'll make that maybe worth 100 points.
Okay.
And then the money in the allowance, you got to earn that as well. So I'll make sure that's about 100 points as well.
You know, I think that'll work, because I'm thinking like, and actually there's a place up here to do the math. So like if he, oh, we don't need to do that actually. What we, if he's carrying over 30 points roughly every weekday, then there's 5 weekdays, you know, that's 150.
Right.
So like by Saturday morning, if he did it, you know, he'd have like 150 left over, and then he would earn more on Saturday. So I think that gives him a pretty good Saturday night. You know,
that's a good Saturday night. You can go out. Right, exactly.
Right. That sounds good. So I think you said, let's go ahead and get those down. I think you said 200, that's the biggest one, the going out.
Going out with friends.
And then the extra hour of curfew or whatever, later curfew. And then a little bit of allowance.
Yeah. And
then you might want to add maybe one more that's a little bit smaller in, like, so if he's not having such a great week, he's not totally shut down on the weekend.
Yeah.
If there's something that might be worth like 50 points or something on a weekend that he could do.
Yeah, maybe favorite meal. Put favorite meal in it.
Yeah. All right. So he may, you know, he's probably not going to value that over the other things on a weeknight, but but then he's got that as a thing on the weekend.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. What about, does he ever have friends over?
Yeah, you know what? In fact, if I have some friends over and I can watch them, then maybe I can make that about 50 points as well.
Not as big a deal as going out.
It's going out, right?
Okay,
exactly.
but still, like, you have to have some left over to do all that. All right, that's a good idea. Let's add that in. That's great. Okay. This looks good. Okay, and then the last thing is to think about further down the road, like how much that skateboard should cost. Yeah. You know, I think this is stuff he really wants to do. He's going to be cashing this stuff out. You know, he's going to go back to about 30, 40 points at the end of a weekend left over. You know, so it's just kind of a matter, like at the end of a week, really. That's about exactly. So how long do you want it? You know, how long do you want it to take for the skateboard to come in? Like,
I want him to have to earn it. So maybe I'll make the skateboard worth 500 points.
I think that's good. I think. Yeah, that's a lot bigger than the rest of the stuff because it's really special.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, that's awesome. You know, we can always tweak it later. We can just see how it goes. Sometimes, if it's sort of too easy, we can, you know, raise the cost of the reward.
Yeah, exactly.
Right here. Or if it's a little like he's doing well, but he doesn't seem to be earning quite enough, we can give him some extra chores to do or something, like stuff that would help you, and he can. And you can sort of give points if he has a good attitude. You can always say, you know what, I'm giving you 25 more today because...
Babysit you a little bit or something like that.
Right, exactly. Yeah. If he really, you know, it's not etched in stone, but I think having a sense of like what these medium and high level things cost, you know, will really help keep him on track. All right, so there's 2 things we can do with this. We can just keep it as a hard copy thing, and you just stick it on your refrigerator or whatever. Or if you want, I can fax this to the research team and they'll load it onto the server. And it will show up, there's a spot on the app, you can open it as a Google Doc.
Okay.
And it won't be, you can't change it in there, but at least you could see it. You know, like if you wanted to remember what the cost of something was while you were at work or whatever. Yeah. Would you want me to do that?
I think it'd be really great if you did that for me. Yeah, I would love that. We could both pull it up.
It might help you remember, you know, what he's working for too.
Exactly, you know, I can go over with him.
Right. Okay, I will do that. I will make a copy. You'll still have a hard copy, and I'll send that to them, and they'll have it up on the server in a day or 2.
Okay, sounds great.
And if we change it, we'll just do that again. We'll just send it back to them again.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Great.
Cool.